Coronation Street is set to bring even more trouble for Sarah as Jodie shifts her focus towards her in the latest episodes. Jodie begins targeting Sarah after hinting that she could reveal crucial information to the police about the night Theo lost his life. With both women holding dangerous secrets about each other, neither is willing to make the first move. Their fragile truce could easily collapse if either decides to speak out. During Tuesday's episode, DS Connor Swain pays Sarah another unofficial visit, hoping to uncover new details about the unexplained assault she suffered on the same night Theo died. Sarah refuses to reveal anything new during the questioning, but later confronts Jodie in private. She has realized that Jodie accidentally exposed herself by mentioning that David the dog was barking outside the Platt house during the incident, proving she had been at the scene. Instead of backing down, Jodie turns the situation against Sarah. She points out that Sarah has given conflicting accounts to the police about exactly when the attack happened, suggesting she is deliberately hiding something important. Jodie warns Sarah that reporting her would be a huge mistake because it would force her to tell detectives that Sarah has not been truthful about the timeline. She reminds Sarah that she originally insisted the attack happened at 10 past the hour, even though Jodie knows it actually took place much earlier. Confident she has the upper hand, Jodie promises she will uncover whatever Sarah is desperately trying to keep hidden and insists she always discovers the truth eventually. As the pressure builds, questions remain over how much Jodie really knows. Could she become the person who finally uncovers Sarah's responsibility for Theo's death? Sarah already feels uneasy whenever Jodie is around because of her strange behavior and unpredictable comments. Although she would be stunned to learn the full extent of Jodie's actions, Sarah is overwhelmed by the guilt of Theo's death and the fear that the truth could come out at any moment. With so much weighing on her mind, she may not have the strength to deal with another threat at the same time. Sarah's future in Coronation Street is hanging in the balance after finally admitting the truth about Theo's death. The long-running Weatherfield resident now faces life-changing consequences after accidentally causing Theo's death earlier this year. Having carried the burden of the secret for months, Sarah can no longer live with the guilt and decides to confess everything to her partner, Kit. For weeks, Kit has been convinced that Gary was responsible for Theo's death and believed Sarah had been protecting him. However, he is left completely stunned when Sarah reveals that Gary had nothing to do with it and that she is the one who caused Theo's fatal fall. The revelation comes at the worst possible moment. Just as Kit is preparing to take their relationship to the next level, Sarah drops the shocking confession, leaving him struggling to process what he has just heard. After revealing the truth, Sarah begins questioning whether confessing was the right decision. The emotional moment also forces Kit to confront another painful reality. Sarah turned to Gary for help during the crisis instead of trusting him. Although Sarah wanted to protect Kit from being caught in a conflict between his personal life and his job as a detective, there is no guarantee he will see her actions that way. This confession changes everything, with Sarah's future now resting entirely in Kit's hands. He must decide whether to uphold the law by reporting her or protect the woman he loves, even if it risks his own career. The closing scene strongly suggests that Sarah's future is far from secure. However, upcoming episodes hint that the investigation could take another dramatic twist as Kit considers interfering with crucial evidence. Preview scenes suggest Kit may encourage Sarah on what to do next while appearing willing to keep her secret. At the same time, there are hints that suspicion could once again fall on Gary, although Kit's true intentions remain uncertain. There are also growing concerns that Sarah could ultimately face a prison sentence if the truth comes out. Life behind bars could prove especially difficult, as other inmates might target her if they discovered she was in a relationship with a police officer. Whether this storyline marks Sarah's departure from Coronation Street is still unknown. A prison sentence could bring her time in Weatherfield to an end after decades on the street, but no official exit has been announced. Speaking about the storyline, Sarah's portrayer explained that she never assumed the character's future was guaranteed. Instead, she felt privileged to be trusted with such a major storyline and was excited to see how Sarah's journey would eventually come to an end, whatever the outcome may be. A dramatic Coronation Street storyline is about to unfold as Ryan makes a horrifying discovery that leaves everyone fearing the worst. Just as Betsy begins trying to move on from the chaos caused by Becky and the shocking discovery of Theo's body during her mom's wedding, another devastating event is about to change her life once again. Ryan has a habit of finding himself caught in the middle of Weatherfield's biggest disasters. Over the years, he survived a horrific acid attack that was meant for Daisy, became involved in the investigation into Theo's death, suffered a violent assault during Carl's robbery, and even found himself trapped in a difficult relationship with Jodie. Now Ryan faces another heartbreaking moment when he discovers Betsy unconscious at home, leading to a frantic race to the hospital. Meanwhile, Lisa is convinced that Dylan is responsible for whatever happened to her daughter and wastes no time directing her anger towards him. In a preview clip from the upcoming episode, Carla rushes through the hospital corridors in a desperate attempt to reach Betsy after hearing the alarming news. Ryan meets Carla at the hospital reception and explains that he found Betsy lying motionless on the kitchen floor. He also tells her the tap was still running, making him believe she suddenly collapsed while she was alone. Struggling to understand how everything changed so quickly, Carla says Betsy had seemed perfectly happy earlier that day and had even been laughing only hours before. As panic overwhelms Carla, Ryan tries to reassure her and promises to take her straight to Betsy's bedside. Viewers already know that doctors are about to uncover a life-changing medical condition after Betsy undergoes an MRI scan, finally revealing the cause of her collapse. While Betsy fights for her health, Lisa becomes increasingly convinced that Dylan is to blame. Despite Sean's attempts to defend his son, Lisa pushes for Dylan to be arrested over the incident. Dylan, however, insists he is innocent and prepares to defend himself against the accusations, leaving everyone wondering whether the real truth has yet to emerge. One thing is certain, Ryan once again finds himself caught in the middle of another devastating chapter, and he may wish he had never become involved. Coronation Street continues on ITV1 on weeknights, with episodes also available to stream on ITVX.